to week 3. We have about the same pattern as before. So there's chapters 4 and 5 and a discussion all due on Saturday. And then the lab and its accessories, the lab report and your lab discussion are all due Sunday. Chapter readings and questions are just what you've done before. Remember, the point here is for you to master the material. And if you work your way all the way through it, you'll get full points. Now, the discussion that we're going to do this week, you're going to get to do some internet research on your own just to learn some things about the James Webb Space Telescope. Once you have, I want you to identify an interesting fact you encountered about it, something that maybe surprised you or is pretty cool or whatever. And also, there's a separate search that I've set up for you to do so you can see a lot of the images that have come through from the James Webb just in the year or so that it's been operational. So, and then of course you get to reply to other people in the class. And I have changed the scoring a little bit. I've more heavily weighted your primary post in the discussions and lowered the points awarded for your responses. I just think that that's kind of the way things ought to be weighted. So I'm making that change this week. Now, this is the new lab, the Astronomical Images Lab. You're basically going to spend the first half of the lab watching some short videos to get an understanding about how astronomers take light that comes from faraway objects that's outside of the spectrum of light we can see, like the rainbow. So things like radio waves, X-rays, infrared, ultraviolet. We can't see those, but we have instruments that can. And so they can tell how bright things are in those wavelengths. And what astronomers do then is they take those things like, well, let's take the radio waves and make them blue in our imagery. So we can create what are referred to as false color images from the data that the telescope instrument sees. Then in the second half of the lab, you're going to get the opportunity to view some of the imagery that came back from the Pan-STARRS telescopes. They're on at the top of the island of Maui. And you're going to kind of make your own false color images that accentuate the more interesting things you can find in different wavelengths that are not actually visible. So anyway, that's the lab. If you have any questions, as always, just please ask. You can ask in the discussions. You can send me an inbox email, or you could come to office hours on Wednesday. Okay, that's it for now. Have a good week.